Good afternoon and welcome to Book Screen for Tweens. My name is Nikita and I am the youth librarian at the Dogwood Branch Library. I'm welcoming you. I'm glad you guys are participating, and please note that if you need any assistance with homework or research or getting a book, you can go to our library page at fulcolibrary.org, and we have the information there. If you don't have a library card, you can find out information about getting a library card. And if you're a student in an Atlanta Public School System, you already have a card. You can go ahead and find out information about ClassPass, and that will go ahead and allow you to borrow books, to go ahead and use our different digital resources and everything. I'm hoping that you'll go ahead and look into it. We have the World Book Encyclopedia. We have things like tutor.com. We have other things that can go ahead and help you as you work from home, as you go to school from home. And as your parents are there trying to help you, they too can go ahead and look at the digital resources that we have available online. So I'm hoping that you'll investigate and start using us soon. The book that we're going to discuss today is Heart of a Samurai, and her name is Margi Preus. That's who the author is. And this is actually a Newbery Honor book. So this is a very good book. I didn't expect it to be based on a true story, but it is based on a true story. It's based on this gentleman. The author does a lot of stories, and she mixes up the history along with fiction characters. So this is the gentleman that the book is based on, and the book is based on, his name is Manjiro, and he started in 1853. This is a painting of him by John Mong in 1877. So read his history, and you'll see that he was a very enterprising and interesting young man, and he was willing to take adventures, and his adventures took him all over the world. And his adventures not only took him all over the world, it led him back to his original home. I should say that he left home, and when he left Japan, he could not just come back. To come back, just to instantly come back, would mean that he could possibly be killed. So when he went on his adventures and then tried to come back, at the end of the story, when he tries to come back home, he's never really accepted for being a Japanese citizen again. He's really still kind of treated as though he's a spy, even though he came back and he's put in the time and effort to work with the government there. But let me read you the first chapter, which is really short, but it introduces you to who he is and what he is about. So this is chapter 1, and it's called The Storm. January 1841, 12th year of Tempo, year of the ox, off the coast of Shiku, Japan. Manjiro squinted across the expanse of glittering sea at the line of dark clouds forming on the horizon. What lies there, he wondered aloud, across the sea? Nothing you want to know about, Denzo said, hurrying to hoist the sail. Barbarians live there, demons with hairy faces, big noses, and blue eyes. As Yasuke steered the boat toward home, the fishermen fell silent. In 3 days they had not caught a single fish. Their families would go hungry. Manjiro swallowed hard when he thought of the empty rice bin at home. He took one last glance behind them and noticed something strange. Dark streaks ran like ribbons through the water. "Excuse me, please," he said. "What is that in the water?" Goldman, a boy not much older than Manjiro, said, "Fish!" "Mackerel," the others cried. Denzo quickly steered the boat into waters black with fish as the others baited their hooks. The fishermen hurried to cast their line into the water, then pulled them in, each time hauling in a fat mackerel. It was Manjiro's job to pluck the fish off the hooks. His hands bled, but he smiled to see the bottom of the boat swimming with plump, floppy mackerel. Wasn't it lucky he had looked back one more time? Now they would all be dreaming of dinners, of steaming fish, and maybe even a little rice. None of them noticed that dark clouds had swallowed the sky. They didn't notice the waves lapping at the boat. They didn't notice the wind until the sail ruffled, then snapped. "Is the tail supposed to snap like that?" Manjaro asked, forgetting to apologize for his intrusion as he had been taught. Boy, Josuke said, stick to your work. Does the wind often howl so? Manjaro squeaked. He knew he should not ask so many questions, but he couldn't help himself. Quiet, boy, said Torimian, one of the older fishermen. You are a pest. I don't know why Denzo agreed to bring you along. Can't you see there are still fish to catch? But no sooner had he said this than the wind began to roar like a dragon. The sail filled with air and yanked the boat on its side until Denzo released the line. Freed, the sail whipped around, about, flapping like a wounded bird. Torimon grabbed the oars and pulled while Josuke tried to lower the sail, but the wind beat it against the mast until it was torn into shreds. The wind pushed the sea into great mountains of water. It tore the oars from the men's hands and flung them into the sea, and finally it snapped the mast, then ripped the rudder away from the boat. Without a sail, without oars, without a rudder, the boat tossed about on the heaving sea. Then a cold rain came that turned to ice. The fishermen huddled in the bottom of the boat, the rain freezing in sheets to the boat, their clothes and their hair. So that was just the first couple of pages, and you see that it is full of adventure and full of danger. I'm hoping that you'll go ahead and investigate the book and investigate the author and look into it. In my next video, we'll talk about some things about the author, Margi Preus. I thought it was Margi Preus, but it's not. It's Margi Preus, and I'll be discussing that with you in the next video. You guys have a great evening, have a great afternoon, and I'll see you soon.